Assalamu alaikum, this is me, Khaleel Mohammed.
Assalamu alaikum, this is me, Mini.
Right, so today we're going to talk about a very, very important topic, something that I'm sure most of us could not have avoided, have seen on social media or in the news. It's to do with this disgusting idea of the Punish a Muslim Day, which is meant to be taking place on the 3rd of April. So what we wanted to do is to give you some tips on how to stay safe on that day. We're going to give you 9 tips on how to stay safe on that day here on Wagwan. So of course we felt the need to do it because at the end of the day, look guys, it only takes one person to go and follow this revolting idea of Punish a Muslim Day. Seriously, one person, and it could entirely ruin somebody's life forever. So I don't think it's scaremongering. I don't think it's, trying to give them oxygen or, giving them more press or more attention than they deserve. I think it's more than justified for us to try and make sure we do something about it in whatever capacity that we're able to alert people to the dangers of it and take it seriously. So we want to go through 9 different tips. Me and my colleague here, my erstwhile colleague, Mini, she's respectful, right? Right, so we've got 9 things we want to go through, starting with number 1. So number 1 is to do with leaving your house on that day. We realize that, of course, if somebody wants to do something to you, they're not going to necessarily pick that day. They could do it that day, the day before, the day after. But for that day specifically, we want to talk about being vigilant if and when you have to leave your... So what we're going to do, Minnie's going to give us a bit of a breakdown to number 1.
If you have to leave your house that day, let's just say for argument's sake, it's a hospital appointment, etc., something unavoidable, then just be aware. Just be vigilant of your surroundings, etc. Try and take the route that you know that you always take. Try not to diverse into another route. Especially if it's public transport, which we all know sometimes the trains are delayed or you might take another train, etc. Again, just try and be vigilant on those trains as well. I mean, for example, if you listen to music or Quran, anything on your headphones, maybe not listen to it that day. Just be aware in case someone's saying something to you or someone approaches you, etc. on the train or something like that. Just to be extra vigilant, really.
Hold on. Anyway, so let's take it to number 2. So for number 2, something that Minnie touched on a while ago about headphones. So I think you should expand on that a little bit for us, Minnie.
Especially youngsters. Well, not necessarily youngsters, but you do see children nowadays with big headphones on, etc. And the music is quite loud. They can't hear you. You can't hear them, and that didn't make no sense at all. They can't hear you. If someone's coming from behind, approaching or running up to you, and your headphones are on full blast, you won't be able to hear that person. So it's just to take that extra precautionary step. Just for one day, either if you have to listen to it because it's something very urgent, then just put it on a lower volume maybe so you can still be aware of your surroundings. Because somebody could be shouting abuse at you, which in a way, if you can't hear it, even better because you just ignore them and walk on. But that could be still, it could escalate, and it could be someone like if it's a headscarf, they might pull your headscarf off, etc. But if you're aware of someone behind you, at least you can sort of try and know what's happening, so to speak.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you're right, actually. Thanks for that. So number 3 is... This is to do with actually going out once again, if you have the need that you have to go out, to stick to well-known routes. Obviously in your local neighborhood, places that you would normally frequent, but to stay to those well-known routes. And if you have to go out at night, at least try to stick to those routes which are well lit in your neighborhood as well. If you're going to go out, and you're in a strange place, try and bring somebody along with you. Try and at least have somebody to accompany you. Right, let's get to number 4. So number 4 is being vigilant around ATM machines, which I suppose all the points on this list you should do anyway. Even Muslim, non-Muslim should be vigilant anyway. But because of this unfortunate day, we feel the need to highlight some of these aspects even more so. We want to talk about the ATM machines, Mini.
If you really do need money the day before, or maybe you can ask a family member to lend you some money, give it back to them later, or get it out from the ATM machine beforehand. I mean, obviously, we try not to change our daily routines, but if it's on that day and you can be extra careful, try not to be in their face, as an obvious Muslim person, and just, if their mindset is that way and they're going to do something anyway, they'll do it. So just try to be just a bit more cautious. I think just take money out beforehand.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, take money out beforehand if you have to.
Or borrow it, etc.
Yeah, that's a good one. Right, straight on to number 5. So tip number 5 is about going out once again. If you need to go out, we do advise you to go out in groups if possible. Now, during the week of the 3rd of April, for the people in the UK, it's going to be a half term from school. So I would imagine there could be less reasons for us to have to go out because the kids are going to be at home. So as a teacher, Minnie, what do you think about that?
I mean, some parents were a bit concerned and they were saying, look, the 3rd. And then I had to remind them, I said, it's a Saturday. Firstly, and secondly, it's Easter. Secondly, it's the Easter holidays. So really, if you do need to go out, again, just do it the day before, or just wait if it's not urgent, the day after. If it's medicine you need from the pharmacy, etc., those kind of things, just get them the day before. Again, if you're a mum or a dad that does a school run, you won't be doing that anyway. So that saves you going out again. So basically, yeah, I mean, if there is really no need to go out, I mean, one day, it's only one day. I mean, as we know, they could do it before, they could do it after, but just because we're aware of this day, just do what you need to beforehand and just stay in, I would suggest. Okay,
thank you. And to carry on from that point, we're going to go straight into number 6. And number 6 is about, again, because it's going to be half term here in the UK at any rate, the children are going to be off from school. So, Minnie, as a teacher, once again?
I know some children have extracurricular activities, maybe football, karate, or fun club or something, etc. on Saturday. Maybe they can just avoid that one. But to compensate, maybe if you've got friends, that maybe just neighbours' children or that are friends and they play together, maybe just have them come round, obviously chaperoned with a parent, and they can just not miss out on their fun. That's another suggestion. I mean, lots of children are on their PlayStations and things anyway, so maybe just let them just say, okay, why don't you play on that today instead, and I'll make it up to you another day or something like that. Okay,
straight to the point, and very good advice there. Right, so thank you very much. Next one is number 7. Now, number 7 is an old one. I mean, my mum, I think she had one of these. But it's to do with having personal alarms. You can buy these gas-propelled ones. Some of them you just press the button, and because there's a gas canister in there, it just lets off a hell of a wave.
Or you can sometimes just get rid of one part, pull it apart, and that's another one.
Okay, so having a personal alarm, if you find yourself in that position where you need to use it, you need to attract attention to yourselves as well, that would be something that would definitely do the job. Anyway, let's get straight to number 8. So this is mainly for people who drive cars. I don't drive cars, because if I drove people, I'd probably drive them off the wall. But because I don't really drive, I'm going to give it over to Minnie about car safety.
Yeah, we should be in good habits anyway, but I know how hard it is not to be when it comes to like keeping your windows up and your doors locked. I do lock my doors. I'm good at that. But sometimes I do, like if I see someone that's coming for like maybe just asking for some money, or the people that clean your windscreens, etc. I know generally if I do have some money in the little container, I do actually give it. But just be vigilant. Just don't give it to them. I know it's a horrible thing to say because there might be genuine people. Allah knows best. But if that is the case, just on that day, just avoid it.
Right. So there you go. Thank you very much. And the last one, number 9. And number 9 is what happens if you actually find yourself in that situation, either yourself or you're on a bus or a train and you see somebody getting harassed. Now, some of the advice that I looked into when I was researching for the show, some people say that if you find that you're in that situation and it is safe to do so, you should somehow lend assistance, and that may just mean sitting next to the person
or even,
who's been harassed.
Even just making a noise, a bit of awareness.
Yeah.
It's not that's not the word, so awareness.
Yeah, just to let them know that you're there as well. Then that can really make a difference to the person that's been harassed and to the person who's harassing them as well. To let them know that, you know, this person's not alone. Someone's there with them. You're not going to get away with it. Also, they advise that if you can film it, if you're in a position where you're safe, you can safely film them, because we've seen so many viral videos online because somebody just had the courage to whip out a phone and just film that, and a name and shame really does work. So that would be something that is definitely advisable if you're able to do so.
Yeah, it's obviously we don't want to escalate the situation either and provoke someone either with the phone and you know, make them more angry, etc. So only if it's safe to do so. Yeah. And obviously the obvious, call 999. Yeah,
call 999. At the end of the day, that's what the police are there for, to look after our safety. And you know, we should use that option there. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this edition of Wagwan. Again, we just felt we had to do this in order to sort of just highlight the possibility that if somebody, just one person, uses us as an excuse to attack any one of us, you know, we're going to really feel bad that we didn't try and do something about it, or alert each other to the possibilities of what we can do if we find ourselves in that situation, or how to avoid finding ourselves in that situation.
One more thing I forgot. Very important, make sure your phones are fully charged. So, you know, God forbid there is an incident. If it's not you or somebody else is being attacked, etc., at least you can call for help.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, guys, we'd like to hear your comments down below, inshallah, if there's anything we've left out as well. Make sure you do your own research on this particular topic as well. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so right now. So, guys, we'll see you on the next edition of Wagwan.